Hey Abby, let's do something tonight. How about a movie and margaritas?
Let's just stay in and watch a movie here. We might have some vodka in the freezer.
We never go out to the movies anymore. But you're right, let's save some money and watch a movie here.
Sweet! Should we pick a DVD or rent one from our cable box?
Wow, this is so weird. Remember our communications class the other day? We were just talking about the evolution of movies.
Oh yeah, that class was awesome. I can't believe how much movies have evolved. People used to pay a few cents to watch very short films containing movie rolls on still pictures of a kinetoscope that Thomas Edison invented in 1889.
Boring! The movie The Great Train Robbery that Edwin Porter made was actually the first movie to use editing to tell a story.
And then movie theaters were finally coming around and showing mostly silent films. Have you ever seen a Charlie Chaplin film?
Of course, he was a pioneer for comedy in film, but before movies were made, mostly for entertainment, films were full of propaganda and contained messages that were very influential.
What kinds of films?
So,
Thank God movies aren't that bad anymore, even though I'm sure they're so full of propaganda. Over America's history, there has been a ton of war propaganda used in the media to sway the public's opinions and gain support for the government and military.
oh, definitely. And the propaganda didn't end there. It continued in on radio, newspapers, and television. According to George Rodman in his book Mass Media in a Changing World, movie attendance peaked in 1946 and there were many reasons for the decline that followed. The biggest reason for the decline was that people were staying home and watching television. Television ownership grew steadily during the 1950s, and more than 90% of American homes had television sets by the early 1960s. Movie attendance plummeted. Big city movie theaters were going out of business at an alarming rate. Go.
That's when Western movies made for television were really popular. Oh, and Elvis was my mom's fave. He was all over both movies and television. What a hunk!
He was alright, but I know where he got his moves from. You know what I'm saying? And plenty more came out to rival movie theaters too. When VCRs were introduced in the 1970s, movie studios thought it would be the end of their business.
That's probably why the Motion Picture Association of America did everything they could to stop the sale of VCRs and would eventually fight several legal battles. George Rodman also wrote in Mass Media in a Changing World. Finally, in 1983, in what has come to be called the Sony Betamax case, the Supreme Court ruled that video recording for private use was not an infringement of copyright. The outcome of the Betamax case was that most families bought VCRs, and although they did use them to record programs, they also used them to play rented or purchased tapes, which created a huge profit arena for movie studios.
VHS, or video home system, eventually became the dominant home video format, beating out Betamax. I definitely remember VHS. My family had a ton of VHS tapes when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, mine too. But later on, optical disc formats offered a better quality film than videotape.
What, like laser discs?
Oh wow, you remember Laserdiscs? Man, you're old. Yes, Laserdisc. It was the earliest format but was replaced with digital versatile discs, or DVDs. And DVDs gained mass acceptance and became the preferred method of distribution.
You can even transfer movies now from VHS to DVD with the right equipment.
Yep, and even though there are so many methods today to retrieve movies, DVDs are still around. DVD sales have declined in the last few years, but the market is stabilizing.
Yeah, I love some of the features that come with buying a DVD, like deleted scenes, bloopers, and other fun extras.
And even newer technology that has all those features still is Blu-ray. It contains all the same material but is way better quality.
I remember when HD DVD came out to compete with Blu-ray a few years ago, and no one really knew which one was the best format. But HD DVD was eventually discontinued and Blu-ray would have an even bigger enemy. In the article by Catherine Holohan titled Blu-ray versus HD DVD, Price Matters, she talks about the war going on between the two. She writes, "The warring formats have spent so much time and effort fighting each other, and they should be battling their common enemy, which is online delivery."
I was reading an article the other day called Film Format Pandemonium by Benjamin Malczewski, and he wrote, "Every day Americans borrow 2.1 million DVDs from public libraries. Barely beating libraries out for the top spot is Netflix at 2.2 million daily rentals."
I've always wanted to try Netflix, but I still rent from Blockbuster. Netflix seems so much easier, but in the end, I still think Blockbuster is cheaper.
Yeah, plus it gets us out of the house instead of doing absolutely everything online. Blockbuster has been around since 1985 and was the most successful movie rental store worldwide. And then Netflix came around in 1997 and Blockbuster was feeling the pressure. The revenue went way down.
Well, it makes sense. Why drive to a store when you can rent movies from the comfort of your own couch? But to rival Netflix, Blockbuster came up with their own online rental system.
Author Amy Gunderson wrote in her article Netflix versus Blockbuster, when it launched in 1998, Netflix threatened to make the video store obsolete. Boasting quick turnaround and no late fees, the DVD rental by mail company, which is based in Los Gatos, California, zoomed to nearly $1 billion in revenue. Now, however, the company finds itself losing market share to a resurgent Blockbuster, which began offering a cheaper DVD by mail service last year, one that also lets users pick up new DVDs at any of the company's 5,000 stores. In a bid to keep up, Netflix matched Blockbuster's lower pricing this summer, only to see its stock price drop.
But I remember hearing last year in 2010 that Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy with almost $900 million in debt. Then Dish Network bought them out and kept a few hundred stores open.
Well, I guess we all know who won that battle. It's becoming more and more convenient to rent new releases now with Netflix, Redbox, and even movies straight from your cable box with On Demand.
Oh, I love Redbox. You don't have to talk to anybody. We can just go in our PJs, put in our credit card, and the movie just shoots out. No waiting and no hassle.
On Demand is even easier. To compete with everyone else, they have all the new releases available instantly. We don't even have to leave the house. Online streaming definitely proves to Netflix that the war will continue as long as other companies develop better and easier technology.
Remember that article I told you about on NewYorkTimes.com? Bernd Kopitov wrote about this in his article, Shifting Online, Netflix Faces New Competition. He wrote, customers can watch movies or TV shows on a computer or a television, or more recently, an iPad or iPhone. In addition to PCs, more than 100 types of devices can stream Netflix movies to a TV, including gaming consoles and internet TV set-up boxes like Roku and Apple TV. Netflix stated 61% of its 15 million subscribers streamed movies in the second quarter.
Our neighbors have the Wii gaming system, and they do everything on there. They rent TV shows and movies through Netflix and the internet, and they're always playing those awesome games on it too, all on the Wii.
So it's pretty obvious that eventually DVDs might be obsolete and online streaming will dominate the business. And so without the internet, none of it would be possible.
Well, luckily we have the internet, so no matter what happens, we have some of our own DVDs to watch, and when that gets old, we have the internet.
So we're good then?
Yeah, we're golden.
So what are we going to do tonight?
I'm exhausted just from this conversation.
Jeez, me too. You think we talk too much?
Probably. So let's just chill out and watch a movie here.
Perfect. Where's the remote?